Hey, what's going on? This is Kayne Frost, and today I'm going to talk about dealing with low vibration or vibrational women. All right, so what am I talking about? All right, so here's where you got to vet women out to see if you guys are on the same vibration, the same frequency. As far as, because you might be looking, depending on where you're at in life. If you're out just trying to get laid for the night, then this is really going to not be the video that you really want to see. Because if you're just trying to get laid, then you're not really going to care about the girl's vibration. You're just going to, do all the right things, say all the right things, and then you're going to try to, get her back to your house. Or if you can't that night, you're going to get her number and all that stuff and call her later. But if you're at a point of life that you're looking for a quality woman to settle down with, or maybe even to get to know before you settle down with, but just basically you're looking in that, you're in that state of in your life where everything's going good in your life. You got a good job, you got a good living situation. It doesn't matter if you're in an apartment or a house. That stuff doesn't really matter. You got your own place. You got your own car, you got your own finances, your own job, you're doing your own thing. And that's what I'm talking about. Now you're sitting there saying, you know what, I don't want to go out every single night all the time. Because I've had friends, man, I go out with, and they're like, they get to a certain point where they just want to settle down. They want a good quality woman and stuff like that. But what they don't know is, they don't know who they look at it as and that's the downfall of it, because guys see women, they're attracted for their beauty, so like basically, the more out of shape they get and they don't take care of themselves, then the less attractive they are. But it doesn't matter how young they are, how old they are. I mean, some women can look good all the way up to their, I've seen it mid-50s. That girl Elizabeth Hurley, oh man, she's like 55, and it's 2021. She's 55 years old, and she's banging body, man. She still looks like she's in her mid-20s, so it doesn't matter. But the thing about it is, what I'm talking about here is, even though most men are attracted to the hotness and stuff like that, you can't let that override of what you're really looking for, because a lot of guys will mistake the beauty, and they'll say, man, she's hot, and they get laid with her, they have sex with her, and then they're trying to figure if she's in the right level of space and all that stuff, which is that's okay. I mean, you want to get sex out of the way, that's cool. But if you're like me, man, I've had plenty of sex in my life, and to me that's second nature for me. But if you're young and you haven't had in life, I understand, but you're still looking for a quality woman, yes, get that out of the way and then go about trying to figure out. But if you're well past the sex part, you're just looking for a good quality chick, then you got to figure out where her headspace is at, and you got to figure out if she's on the same level as you. So if you're a career-minded guy, you like to wake up every morning, you like to get at work and get after and stuff like that. If you're an entrepreneur and you're always, striving to get your money up, get on your purpose, you're always grinding it out, you barely have time, to spend time with anybody, so all this, your time is very precious on what you're looking to spend it on. And the women you're getting with, you can actually do this before you get with them and see where their headspace is at and see where the vibration is at. Because, it's going to be kind of hard, but if you're just meeting them that first night and you're trying to hook up with her, but you're going to have to go out with them. You're going to have to take them on dates and stuff like that to figure out, because you can't just do it when you're first meeting them at a club or something like that, or just at a grocery store or something like that. You won't have that much time to talk to them to figure out this kind of stuff. But let's say you go out with them and you're out on a date, so then you need to figure out, where they're at in life. Do they have money issues? Are they always having problems getting money, whatever they're at in their job? Are they always worried about money? Are they always worried about paying off bills, where they're, paycheck to paycheck? Always, that doesn't matter really. But if they're always concerned about it, like how they're going to make the payoff, or they're wanting to go to this trip and they don't know how they're going to make the money go to the trip, and they're wanting this and wanting that, and it's always tight with the money, that already right there, even if you sit there and say, well, I'm going to take care of her, I'm going to I'm going to be there for her, I'm going to be her financial person, basically she can have a baby and stay at home, and I'm going to take care of her and all that stuff. That's cool, but if you have the money to do that kind of stuff, which you got to have a whole lot of money to do that, making a lot of money, man, over $250,000 a year to support 2 people and a baby and a house and all that other stuff, groceries. So you always got to make sure, even if you're going to be in that situation, if you're paying for everything, you got to see where her headspace is at, because if any way she's going to be contributing to that your guys' cause, her negativity, and this is without the baby, it's just you guys are hooking up and all that stuff, and like I said, marriage and baby and all that stuff, that's way years down the road. So let's just scratch that out. So let's say that you're hanging out there and you're dealing with her, and she's always having these money issues, and you're like, I got enough money to support us and all that stuff, or let's say you don't have enough money to support you, whatever, and you're just figuring out where she's at. If she's always having money issues, that is eventually going to affect you. Even if you do have money to support and she's barely making it, the negativity that she has on the money is going to eventually get into you. And you're like, well, how is that going to happen? Because her problems become your problems. And then when her problems become your problems, then that negativity, the vibe, is going to transfer to you. So you might sit there and say, oh, that's not going to happen. But if she's always having problems with money, then it's going to happen. Again, that goes, I'm just bringing up the example with money. That's going to go with everything. That's going to go with love. That's going to go with her thinking about relationships, just the way of living, anything and everything, her health, whatever it is. If she's I've seen this happen many times. If she's an overweight person, I've seen some of my friends who are in decent shape, not in fit, but in decent shape, and they get with the woman who's overweight, eventually that guy will become overweight too. It pulls him in. The vibration rubs off. Anything that he wants to do positive just won't happen with that girl. So if it's just basically, she's not going to be up for it if he's willing to want to lose weight. If she's like, oh, bring me a tub of ice cream, and then he's like, oh, I'm going to go on some keto diet or whatever, she might not laugh about it, but she might do laugh. If she laughs, that's horrible. But if she doesn't laugh, she doesn't support it, and she's like, oh, you're on that or whatever, and then just, you sure you don't want this ice cream, kind of, making them think about it and all that stuff. But if she's not willing to be on her diet or on herself, it's going to be really, really hard for that guy to lose weight, because that's just, her mindset is different. Like I said, it's going to go for a lot of things. It's going to go for love. If she sees it one way, and he's trying to, make it see, it's not going to work. So vibrations and frequencies, when people talk about that stuff, it means a lot. And you can get, like, the bad thing about, like I said, you hook up with her and then you override this stuff. The problem is sometimes the sex can be really good, and you let all this stuff override, and then now your feelings get involved after a while, and now you're so wrapped up in it, you can't just walk away. It's too late. You didn't really vet her out. Now your feelings are in it. Now you're stuck with it because you see her as like a wounded person you want to help. And the more you try, the worse you're going to be. You're going to become this person that resembles what they are. And you're going to like kind of become toxic in your own, living situation. You won't even see it. You won't even know about it until you get around family members or friends that know you really well. Then they'll be telling you you've changed, and even then you might not still believe it, or it's going to be hard for you to accept, so all this stuff with vibrations and frequencies, if you're really, really, really trying to get with a girl, this is going to be a big deal, because you guys got to match up. Everything has to be in the same direction, in the same harmony. So, if you're, like I said, a career-minded entrepreneur, you're willing to go for it and all that stuff, she has to be like a go-getter too. She has to be wanting to seek the same things. Like, oh, I want to make more money. I like my job. I like this. I like that. But if it's any kind of negative, like I don't like my job, I don't like this, I understand, you can be there, well, hey, let's get you to a better job. But if she's not willing to go there, like, oh, I don't know, I don't even know if I'm in the right field and all this other stuff. You see, it's what I'm saying. You're trying and it's not working. It's like the girl herself needs to grow in her own way. Like you're on two different levels. You're up here and she's down here, and you're trying to, and she can't come up here. It's not going to match. She has to go and live. In fact, this is basically the younger they are, but a little bit older, and they should have a little more experience. But she's going to need more experience in life to go through more down, troubled times to realize, to get to your level, So if you're trying to make it work, you can have a rough, 4 or 5 years, depending on how young she is, getting up to your level. And you might not make it to your full potential because you're constantly helping her out the whole time. So, it's like I said, this is a really big issue. You guys got to match up. And there's sometimes the girls can actually pick up on these frequencies. They'll pick, because they're girls are more intuitive than men. They can pick up on vibrations. They know when you're coming off as, you're acting the part and you're sad or you got things going on. I talk about this stuff in my book, but they know, they're more intuitive about that stuff. So sometimes girls can pick up on that and don't even want to get with you because they might be above you, you know what I'm saying? And then you come up with this low vibration stuff and they see that, man, this guy's, maybe they've dealt with a guy like you there in the past. They've dated a guy like that and could tell by your energy and stuff like that you're not a match for them, and get kicked to the curb. And maybe you're too high. I've had this happen. I mean, not personally, not a girl that I was dating, but just recently, I was hanging out with a friend of mine who was with his girlfriend, and we were talking about weight. And I was like, yeah, I like to work out. I'm in the gym and all this other stuff. And she had told me, she was like, yeah, I could never date you. And I was like, why not? And she was like, well, it's out of curiosity, not because he's right there. And I'm like, well, I really want to get with her. But I was like, why not? Well, I'm curious. No. She was like, well, I have a feeling that you would be trying to get me in the gym. And she didn't like the gym. And even though I was thinking, I was like, I wouldn't really try to get her in the gym, but like out of the way I work out, I would expect her to at least keep, be in shape, be at least, at her height, weight, age, at her body weight, which she wasn't. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to force her, hey, you should do this or should do that. I'm not going to tell her to get on a diet. I'm not going to do all that stuff. But my expectation would be that of a woman that I'm talking to. I want her to be at her best, at physical wise, because I'm always trying to be at my best. So if that my vibration is like, look, I'm working out, doing all this stuff. It's not like I'm going out looking for a triathlete or something, or bodybuilder girl. But I value my nutrition and my body enough to, I expect the girl, she doesn't even have to go to the gym. There's a lot of girls that don't even go to the gym, and they're really in shape. They'll just do some home workouts, or they'll, at their job, they do so much walking around that they are just stay in shape. And they know how to eat a little bit of food or whatever. Some girls are a lot of vegetarians and they keep it up. But the thing about it is, like, that's what I'm saying. Even her, the vibration, she already knew or expected me, and she was like, that ain't gonna match up. So a lot of girls will see that, and then sometimes they'll see you, even if you're a good guy, like they're attracted and all that stuff, but they feel this energy like you're this, go-getter, stock market trader guy, that you're just always on the phone, you're always going to be getting after it. And they're trying to put themselves in your life situation, going, man, if I get with this guy, how's it going to be? Is he always going to be on my ass? Is he always going to be on the phone? What's it my, they get all these things in their head, and they'll reject you even if they think you're hot and good looking, and they're like, man, I can't deal with this guy. So the vibration for them too is going to be off, so this stuff is very important. Sometimes, like I said, you can have pretty good game and things going on, but just the energy you put off when you talk to a girl just might be a lot higher, and they can pick up on that and be like, nah, they'll pass on you. You're like scratching your head like, man, I don't understand, like, we're a good match, everything about it's a good match, but really it isn't. Like I was saying, even if you're having a bad day or something like that, and you're trying to talk to some girl and you're trying to fake it that you don't have a bad day, they can still sense that you're having something going on in your life that's not right, and they'll reject you because of that. It's like, I don't know, there's something off about the guy that he's not telling me. And it's because you're trying to act like something in your life is really not going on. Well, it might be a big deal. It might be you're going through a divorce, or you're going through some sort of custody battle, or maybe you just got in a breakup, or maybe you just caught your girl cheating, or maybe you cheated, and all this other stuff. But they sense that stuff because it's really in your subconscious mind, and you're putting it off out there, and you don't even know it. It's all in your subconscious, man, because your subconscious knows. You got your conscience, you got your subconscious. And even though you're trying to talk to your conscious mind, like, hey, everything's fine, your subconscious is like, no. If you got a little bit of money in the bank, stuff like that, and you're worried about every dollar you spend, that's going to show. I mean, you might not think it is, but the vibration you're giving off is going to show. So like I said, when people talk about vibrations and frequencies, it can go really deep. And, whether if you're just, like I said, trying to sleep with somebody, or if you're really looking to get with somebody long term, this stuff is it can be very helpful to you, because you don't want to get with a girl and then get your feelings all involved with something, and then next thing you know, you find out she's got all this emotional baggage with her. Not discrediting any kind of woman you get with, but I'm just saying sometimes you're just not a right fit for the person, and you two won't understand you were not right for each other because you guys had great sex together, and whatever, and you guys have a couple little things going on, but in the big scheme of things, there's a lot of bad things going on, and you guys won't be able to pick up on that, both of you, because the feelings are too strong and they override all the other stuff surrounding it. And then now you're just in a relationship that's waiting for one of you two to break up. That's what I'm saying, man. It's like this stuff can really help you out, and it's kind of sad in a ways, because you might have to leave girls behind and keep going on to find another girl. Once you find out that they're not on the same level where you're at, you might have to just move on. If you just want to have sex with them, then you kind of got to be honest and just say, look, not really looking for anything right now. I'm just looking to kind of do some casual stuff. And she might not be turned on by that. She might not say no. Or you might just call it a day and say, you don't even want to mess with it, and go find another girl that is going to be on your wavelength. So all this stuff is very important. So if you're in it and the situation and you're with a girl involved with her right now, I just know a lot of friends, man, that are involved with girls that they shouldn't be involved with, and I hear about them all the time, and they don't understand and they don't know how to get out of it because their emotions are too wrapped up into it. And even though I'll be logical and tell them all the stuff that they should and shouldn't be doing, they won't listen to me, because the emotional side of it is too deep for them. And I've been there, and it's hard. It's very hard to get out of that. And it usually leads to heartbreak, man. And you could have prevented it if you know what to look for when you're vetting a girl. All right, man. So that is about it for this one. Until the next time, man. All right. This is Kayne Frost, and I am going to sign out. Till next time, man. Rock on and peace.